Hi, Dr. Baritz here. Today I'm going to talk about how stress can disrupt your hormones, leading to weight gain, anxiety, depression, trouble sleeping, and lack of motivation. I'll explain why stress has such profound effects on your hormones, and I'll give you 5 easy things that you can do to reduce the effects of stress on your body, calm compulsive behaviors, and rebuild your glands. Hormones are chemical messengers that regulate many of your body's functions, such as weight gain, body shape, hunger, and anything to do with sex. Hormones also have a profound effect on your emotions and your response to the stresses of life. In the physical sciences, stress is defined as a force applied to a body that causes a change in that body's shape. For example, when you squeeze a tube of toothpaste, you're applying stress. In the biological sciences, stress is defined as a feeling of emotional or physical tension that results when demands exceed capacity. For example, the feeling you get when you have to handle too many problems in too little time. In 1936, Dr. Hans Selye released his discoveries of how stress affects humans. Prior to that, stress was only thought of as applying to the physical sciences. He called his discovery the general adaptation syndrome. His discoveries forever changed the way we think about health and disease. His work has been subjected to thousands of studies. It remains as relevant today as it was when it was first released over 70 years ago. The sources of stress can be quite varied. Stress can be physical, like a sprained ankle, chemical, like pesticides on your food, immunological, like an infection, or emotional, like the death of a loved one. Dr. Selye used the term stressor when referring to a source of stress. Dr. Selye discovered that your body has the same 3 responses to all types of stress. 1. Release of adrenal hormones like cortisol. 2. A weakened immune system, which predisposes you to illness. And 3. Digestive disturbances like acid reflux, bloating, constipation, ulcers, or irritable bowel syndrome. Let's take a close look at the general adaptation syndrome and see how stress affects us and 5 things we can do about it. There are 3 phases of stress response. Ideally, the body is in a state of balance. This is called homeostasis. Homeostasis comes from the Greek homeo, meaning same, and stasis, meaning a state of equilibrium. Balance occurs when the demands placed upon us are matched by our physical, mental, and spiritual resources. The balance phase is characterized by good relationships with others, happiness, and productivity. When we are faced with challenges that exceed our immediately available resources, then we enter the first stress response, the alarm phase. The alarm phase is the body's first reaction to a new stress. The alarm phase is characterized by mobilization of your resources for fight or flight. The alarm phase usually occurs when the demands placed upon us exceed our mental, physical, and spiritual resources. Although the alarm phase can occur when our personal resources far exceed the challenges we are facing, leading to lack of interest, boredom, and a host of other problems. The alarm phase is marked by an increase of blood pressure, an increase of blood glucose levels, dilation of the pupils, increased blood flow to the muscles, increased muscle tension, and suppression of the immune system by cortisol, increased alertness, and reduced production of sex hormones. Phase 2 is the resistance phase, sometimes called the adaptation phase. In the resistance phase, the body tries to restore itself to a state of balance, while at the same time coping with the stresses it can't resolve. The resistance phase is characterized by adaptation and maladaptation. The person may adopt healthy habits like regular exercise, high nutrient foods, playing a musical instrument, developing new skills for handling work and associating with positive people. Most of us also develop some unhealthy habits that temporarily relieve stress, like excessive eating, smoking, drug use, blaming others, pornography, and compulsive and obsessive behaviors. If the resistance phase continues for an extended period, and there are not enough periods of rest and relaxation, one might experience fatigue, irritability, loss of concentration, and low motivation. In the resistance phase, resources are replenished at a slower rate than they are being used up. So just like your bank account, if you keep making withdrawals that are greater than your deposits, you will sooner or later exhaust your resources. So if you're unable to return to a state of balance, you enter the exhaustion phase. The exhaustion phase is well named because the person looks and feels exhausted. The body's resources have been used up, exhausted. The continued exposure to stress leads to adrenal exhaustion, fatigue, depression, illness, and accidents. The exhaustion phase is marked by a reduced tolerance to stress and extreme mental and physical exhaustion. The exhaustion phase is also the phase in which burnout, breakdown, and panic can occur. The solution for the resistance and exhaustion phases is the same: target fortification and the adoption of healthy habits to restore one to a state of balance. Those in the exhaustion phase need extra rest, time to recover, and definitely no harassment. Here are 5 things that you can do to help regain balance. 1. Take supplements designed to support the adrenal glands, like magnesium, whole food B vitamins, and valerian root. The herb licorice is a great option as long as you're not taking high blood pressure medications. 2. Try inositol powder. Inositol is a B vitamin-like factor. One study showed that the frequency and severity of panic attacks declined significantly with inositol compared to placebo, and suggested that inositol has therapeutic effects for depression, panic, and obsessive compulsive disorder. The therapeutic dose of inositol is up to 18 grams per day, although many people feel better on smaller doses. I suggest that you try 6 grams a day for 1 week. That is about 1 tablespoon of inositol powder. If you notice improvement, that's your dose. It can take up to 4 weeks to realize the full benefit. If you are not noticing any improvement, try 2 tablespoons a day for a week. And if necessary, increase to 3 tablespoons per day. Remember, it can take up to 4 weeks to realize the full benefit. Increasing the dose too quickly can result in loose bowels. Some people find that a teaspoon or 2 of inositol before bed can help with sleep. Inositol has a sweet taste, and in my clinic, I've noticed that the sweeter it tastes, the more you need it. The third thing I recommend to help regain hormonal imbalance is a high nutrient diet. According to the World Health Organization, a healthy diet reduces the risk for conditions like depression, heart disease, stroke, diabetes, and other chronic conditions. The easiest way to switch to a high nutrient diet is to focus on green vegetables and proteins, and to eliminate or greatly reduce grains and starchy vegetables like potatoes. My 4th recommendation is to adopt healthy habits. Taking supplements and improving your diet can be a vital step to free yourself from the effects of stress. But if you do not change the way you are living, it is unlikely that you will achieve lasting balance in your life. I suggest that you adopt healthy habits like completing work tasks, getting enough sleep, associating with positive people, and exercising regularly. My 5th recommendation is to play a musical instrument. A summary of research studies concluded that the benefits of playing music help your brain more than any other activity. It stated that playing an instrument improves bonds with others, memory, problem solving, and happiness. In this video, I explained how stress can disrupt your hormones. I explained that balance, or homeostasis, is a happy state where your resources are equal to the challenges that you face. And that homeostasis is characterized by good relations with others, productivity, and happiness. I then spoke about the 3 phases of stress. The first phase being the alarm phase, where challenges are greater than the resources at hand. The alarm phase is characterized by the mobilization of resources for fight or flight. The second phase is the resistance phase, where challenges remain greater than resources, and resources are used faster than they are replenished. Here one adopts habits and strategies to lessen the effects of stress. I said that some of these strategies, like exercise and getting enough sleep, promote long-term health, and some, like overeating, drug use, and pornography, give only short-term relief. I explained that unless one can return to homeostasis, one progresses to the exhaustion phase, where you can experience burnout, breakdown, and panic. I suggested 5 methods to help get back to balance. 1. Adrenal support supplements and herbs. 2. High-dose inositol for mood. 3. A high-nutrient diet to help rebuild your body's resources. 4. I stated that for lasting benefit and stability, one needs to focus on healthy habits. And 5. I talked about the miraculous effects of playing an instrument on mood, mental acuity, and social bonding. To see more videos like this, hit the subscribe button and notify bell icon below. I'm going to go play the piano now, but before I do, I just want to say thank you very much for watching. Please comment below on which of these steps you're going to try. Till next time, this is Dr. Baritz signing off, yours for health naturally.